I gotta say, after being in the later excavations for so long, man, I feel like I'm getting such little stuff from this current one. The Chapter 5 one. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we start off, yield my flesh to claim their bones. And this time, we will be continuing with it. However, we are, first things first, going to pop on over to the dispensary and grab ourselves a grandma. We grab Butler Otis, who, again, similar to Butler Faust, a lot of big thing is echoes of the manor. We're going to go on and get her up to level 45. We'll just grab all of our IDs up to 45. We should be more than fine with that. Grab those. You're far behind on it. Butler Faust is not too terribly far behind. I don't think I'll really need to do Queen, but might as well. That'll serve us for... never mind, we're not going to be using DXP. So we got all of these in. So let's go and grab ourselves the up ties as well. I've prepared the tea as you have requested. There's a chill in the manor. Please imbibe the tea before it cools. The child placed the cup on the table with such graceful dexterity that it barely made any noise. It was even the infinitesimally small clatter of the teacup against the saucer. Her bluntly folded hands and slightly bent back did not even flinch from his fixed position. None of this may mean much to someone who's so used to receiving such top-notch service, but anyone who's not would realize something after a quick glance at the child's service. This child was a highly trained butler. Now I must leave your side and plan for the reception of the guests scheduled to arrive today. Please, pardon my absence. The child bowed courteously at the quiet man, who was fully absorbed in reading the paper in his hands. She walked backward toward the door and exited the corridor. Her movements were smooth and continuous, not even allowing the smallest squeak as she closed the door on her way out. Chief Butler Lady Otis. There's another child waiting for her in the corridor. Faust. Trust the preparations for the guest reception is going smoothly? She nodded as though she was already expecting to see the other child waiting for her on the other side of the door and began walking down the corridor. It seemed that the two had been working together for a while. The other child caught up to the child in a most natural, gliding gait. Everything that Chief Butler Lady Otis has ordered has been carried out. Every item entrusted to the Deviats has also been delivered without delay. They're all ready to be used for tonight's banquet. As competent as always. Will not spare you any compliments, Faust. You must understand why, yes? From a certain perspective, the child's words and expressions appeared rather harsh. But the other child's nondescript expression did not change. Perhaps all this was merely routine to her. Yes, such profession is expected from a butler of Wuthering Heights bound to this land. Yes, besides, the child continued adjusting her monocle. As one of the butlers in service of our mistress, it was shameful to serve anything but the utmost excellence. That is fully understood. Very good. Make sure that the mistress hears of your devotion. This mistress that the child was talking about had been dead for a long, long time, but she acted as though her voice still echoed in her ears. Her attitude was too bizarre to be a mere devotion to the dead, too earnest to be an attempt to retain the memories of the departed. It was as though she was holding regular conversations with the long-dead mistress. Every butler under her command knew that there was something strange about this whole affair, but no one dared to question her, because this was the kind of respect that the chief butler commanded. Yet the child mused the same as she fell from behind. Yet the chief butler has contacted us. He must be referring to Chief Butler Lady Ryoshu, who left to serve the Edgar family. It's been a while since she left this manor. No need to stick to the honorifics. Chief Butler Ryoshu tells us that the hunt for the wolf is nigh. Strayhound returns as wolf, turning to sully Wuthering Heights in our honorable mistress's name once again. Good. Save you the trouble of venturing out of this place in search of this beast. Child's eyes narrowed. You have a problem with that? It is known to us that the wolf was once a very close acquaintance with the mastermind of this hunt, Ryosho of the Eggert family. Faust is concerned that such emotions may cloud her strategies. Not even Faust has experienced this particular circumstance before. Simple. The other child was speaking rather anxiously, but the child dismissed her concerns with a light scoff. I've no love for someone who abandoned this land in favor of her master, but Chief Butler is Chief Butler still. She's not the kind of person to be hung up on old kinships and matters as important as this, no. The woman fully loyal to the hunt because it is something that she must do see to its end, which will inspire an even greater dedication in her. Understood. As the conversation drew to a natural close, the stairs ended and opened up to the manor's grand entrance. It was filled with rows upon rows of butlers waiting for her orders. Interesting. What's all this for? I invited guests that arrived prior to the banquet. The butler's standing ready to meet the interlopers. Very well. Let's use this opportunity as warm before the hunt. The child stood tall before the rows of butlers. There's a group of outsiders standing outside the manor with their garbs indicating rather cleanly that they did not belong here. Not that I was any other child's concern. I apologize for the late disruption, dear strangers. Though it may be rather discourteous of me to advise this, I was informed that this manor is currently not receiving any uninvited guests. The butlers began preparing for comment the moment the child finished her sentence. The child wrapped the serviette she had been carrying over her fist and muttered, "Now, dear uninvited guests, vacate the premises, if you will." Oh, this is very cool. We love older women. And I believe this one also wears a monocle, doesn't she? Kinda. Anyways, where were we? You own my flesh, claim their bones, all that sort of stuff. Reset the deployment order, go into here, grab your Divvy Hong Lu, and then boom, 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 boom. Well, I could grab the other butler, but honestly, we performed a little worse in that fight than I expected we would have. We returned to the bus after dispatching the Kurokumo Clan members that attacked the bus. Only to be greeted by an unfamiliar face. There's a woman sitting in the frontmost seat of our bus. Interesting guy. I believe that we've both made it quite clear that no guests are to board the bus without prior consultation. This just was not even an hour ago, in fact. Yes, we did. No outsiders, to be exact. Isn't it clear as day to who she is? I noticed she was wearing a familiar uniform with the logo clear emblazoned on her chest. Are you from the LCCB? LCCA, the after-team manager clock. Right, like she was wearing a red emblem on her shoulder. Wait, she can know what you're saying? No, don't have any talent in TikTok interpretation either, but it was pretty easy to tell that blank, stupid look they were giving me. I don't even have the comment easy to mince here. She was skull about to tell the woman off until she coughed and collected herself. Maybe she suddenly recalled her old attitude. I am Team Leader Kaiman, Limbus Company Clearance After Team, Normal Operations Unit 2. I don't think I've ever seen anyone from After Team in person. Of course not. All that them blokes do is sweeping up to pick up the spoils after we've done all the hard work. Let me set something straight. Backstreet's mutt. What? The After Team is charged with cleaning up the mess you ungrateful wastes of lives leave behind. Sweeping in to pick up the spoils? No, we do the very difficult work of sweeping your stinking shit under the rug. Waste of lives? Did I see us? Oh, that's not all. A waste of lives. Bumper cars, the most expensive bus in the world, meat shields, maniacs with more luck than they deserve, and then some. Doesn't seem like the most relevant conversation for topic, no, though. You better change your tone now. If you give me one reason to, then I will. Unfortunately, it's my personal philosophy to be stubbornly set in my ways, unless I'm given a good reason to change. Sure, it's your job to collect the golden bows no matter what, but I'm having a lot of trouble scrounging up even an ounce of respect for a group of half-wit idiots who don't even give a damn about the people who have to clean up after them. It's enough, Team Leader Kaiman. Very well. I wasn't sent here to reprimand them. I'm here to relay the orders from the head office. Kaiman produced an envelope, opened it, and pulled out a paper from within. She began to read it out loud. LCB, additional mission assignment prior to T-Corp Golden Bow Retrieval Operation. 1. Eliminate and/or secure the distortion in the area. 2. Recover the monolith, an artifact in the shape of a black stele, from the same site. Monolith? What's this now? Distortion? Saying you've already distorted? I don't know. Limbus Company clearance is not a part of this extra operation. I was merely ordered to relay this information to you as I happened to be taking care of some other job at T-Corp. With our one and only mission was to cover the golden bows. It's going to become our job to play errand boy fixers. Since now, Besides, I don't see what difference it is between an average errand boy on your team. All you ever do is pick up and deliver the golden boughs, no? I guess they have team is full of grouches like you, huh? We didn't grumble like he was imagining a department full of Caimans. Caiman quietly took a sweeping look at the complaining sinners that approached me. Manager Cluck! Yes? Can't hear what you're saying? Anyway, so just listen. Allow me to kindly explain some things for you and your minions, since all of you appear to be so out of the loop. Diamond crossed her arms and leaned against the bus seat as though she was about to start a lecture. LCB's primary objective is to retrieve the golden boughs, yes, can't deny that. But parading around telling everyone the Limbus Company specializes in retrieving the golden boughs would be stupid, don't you agree? And it's not exactly the most lucrative business, if at all. I suppose so. I've been wondering about the company's finances for a while. Where do we even get our funding from? Well, there's no need for you to concern yourself with the company's finances. We have much more than enough capital to do what we want. What the company really lacks, however, is public standing and a cause. Limbus Company decided to find our cause in distortions. No significant organization has taken charge of managing instances of the distortion phenomenon. I was told me some time ago that it's been long since the distortions began appearing in the city. Limbus Company is building our reputation as a professional distortion prevention and control company that doubles as a research center for the distortion phenomena. Which means that we need to produce real results, in more ways than one, that is. I did hear this epidemic of distortion phenomenon to be really pretty annoying to deal with. No one has properly defined what these distortions truly are. This means that not many are willing to jump in and deal with this new phenomenon blind. We did hear that someone preparing to launch the association primarily dealing with distortions, but that's all it is, an association. We intend to deal with it on a corporate level. Oh, but how's that any of that our business? We have to go out of the way to tussle with those distortions. Here's how it's our business. The order came all the way from the top, the highest authority of our company. They teach you how to follow orders in the slums. Just so you're not leaving this bus alive. Manager! Kaiman ignored Heathcliff, who was visibly fleeing and turned to face me. My attitude towards your minions and the company's attitude towards them, it all depends on the choices you make, and your leadership. That she produced an envelope from under her arm and handed it over. At the end of the day, though, the choice is yours. Your men aren't completely wrong. If you would like to focus solely on your primary mission, the golden boughs, that's fine. It's not like the company is going to kick you and your meat shields out. Would you understand the company's treatment of the sinners may change depending on what you decide to do here? Regulus listens quietly, his eyes shut. Now then, Red Gaze, I'll be taking my leave now. Until next time. Fine. Next time refer if you will watch your language. These meat shields would still need my guidance, so try not to disturb me as well. Well, that depends on our manager now, doesn't it? What a manager does now, doesn't it? Excuse me. She left, leaving nothing but the awkward silence behind. She gone, bloody prick. With a brief moment of quiet, everyone began sighing and complaining as though they'd just been ungagged. Almost pressed some blood vessels until that. That's up my temper with age. Still, we're keeping things not violent, guys. I don't think she said anything wrong, though. I thought her manager speak quite convenient. There's no need to unnecessarily read between the lines. I have no trouble understanding her and organizing my thoughts accordingly. I guess it's one way of looking at things. She's rather be willing to have much say in the matter. Company asks us to do our job, to do our jobs. And if I can add to myself, I have no issues with following orders. Good with you guys. I tried my best to cheer up the sinners as I opened the envelope she left behind. Not sure what was in there. One old-fashioned walkie-talkie, a bunch of signed and stamped paperwork, and mission location. Youngjin building. Let's go, Caroline. Youngjin. Right, Peg? Got it. I'm feeling it. Bzz, bzz. Here we go. Vroom, vroom. Judging by the lack of surprise, both Carol and Virgilus already knew where to go, and the bus took off. I'm glad we haven't, a bit of a spoiler, we haven't seen Kaiman at all yet since here. Again, that's a good thing. Fuck Kaiman. We'll do one more. The Youngshin building, away! I gotta get used to this new format that they have for everything. So when we got him, I mentioned that Edgar Family Gregor might be the most depressed. Every Gregor is depressed. Let's be honest, like, yeah, all of them are really, really fucking depressed. Yeah. Now, I know technically Ryoshu hurts our team comp because she's a poise unit. We'll get to that later. Something continued to nag at the back of my mind during the frequent stops and combat encounters. There's just one thing I just could not understand. It's pretty much expected for everyone to realize at this point, but if I already knew where we were going and why, would it hurt to tell us for once? I marched myself while looking toward the back of the bus where Angdu slept. He was still out cold. Come on, Faust. I legitimately think this is something we have to talk about. Could you please relay my question to Virgilius? If you won't do it, then I will. Journey can always be sunshine and rainbows. Some friction is necessary. You there, guide! Artis relayed my question and began to share some of her own grievances with Virgilius. A lot of her own grievances. You finished? You're not wrong. I did hear most of the details through the radio. And here's why I didn't tell you in advance. It's because you're the kind of people who never learn until the problem comes crashing through your front door. Would you have done anything differently if you knew in advance? It'll only serve to give you an excuse to whine about it. So there it is. What now, manager? Will you refuse this mission? How could I? They're already treating us like dirt. If I refuse this, I can't imagine how much worse it'll get. I'm sure you're thinking, how could I? And you'd be right. You know, from the way he's looking at me, they already knew what I was going to say. I'm starting to wonder if he really can't hear me. I guess he's awake. You go and ask her for directions, manager. Karen's intuition can only take us so far. Again, would have gone much smoother if we'd been told where we were going from the start, but as always, Virgilius felt the need to add comments like that before shutting me down and turning away. He'd already closed his eyes. Allow me to explicate our present circumstances to her. Isang got up with an awkward smile and attempt to clear the air. After some time, Isang seemed to have successfully explained our circumstances to Angdu. She was standing next to Karen, trying to give her proper directions. She also told us that as long as we assisted her with her mission, she wouldn't mind taking the Black Stele for ourselves. Turn to the right there. They've already set up camp there. People dressed in Kurokumo Clan's garb were wandering about the building, standing guard before its entrance. After Mentor Babu had a Kim! Feeling further will only allow the distortion to grow more powerful. We must enter the building as soon as possible. Ongtu had already leapt off the bus and was rushing in with her weapon drawn. We quickly followed suit. Now, technically, Ryoshu hurts our team comp by being a poise unit when everyone else is sinking. But have you considered that Ryoshu's really cool? So, yeah. Plus, look, she fits the aesthetic of maids, butlers, and the weird homeless guy. It's like, you can... okay, well... You can make... Like, you could probably make an argument that that Solomon would employ butlers and or maids. But... It's, two rich socialites, their attendants, and the weird homeless guy who keeps yelling and screaming. It's, quite the group of people, I gotta say. And, like, you know, the magical girls, they kind of ruin that vibe a little bit, you know? Like, then you have a magical girl, and Night of Despair, you could probably make a, like, actual knight comparison there as opposed to anything, as opposed to just being a magical girl. Dawn is just a magical girl, though. Like, that's just straight up. Sorry if I was going for one. I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember if there was an EX objective that I had forgotten, but I think that's just on my main account. I don't know why I suddenly thought of that right now, but I did, so that's that. Very unrelated to this combat in general, one thing that I will mention. So, for the end of Canto 5, for the end of the Ahab fight, with Ishmael using her ego. Oh, that's another thing. I need to show that off eventually. With Ishmael using her ego on the Pallid Whale's heart. Well, for the most part, I am going to be voice acting. Those very intense moments, I'm going to leave for the actual voice acting, because I feel like mine kind of ruins the moment a little bit. I did initially voice Kikeg and Ishmael's lines, but I kind of felt like it it took me out of the mood a little bit. That shouldn't be too relevant. I don't remember if this Kanto has any moments like that. I don't remember if Kanto 8 or if Kanto 6 has any moments like that. I don't remember if Kanto 8 has any. I know 7 does, but whatever. Ah, damn it! It's like this was the last of one of them. Ah, the aroma of blood. Some splattered fresh, some old and growing viscous. You can tell there'll be a collage of different blood spatters waiting for me in there. I'm excited to see this collection for myself. It's much better brutal thought with such a nonchalance as one mused about the next meal. Whichever may be the case, this way is open. We must move with haste. Undo did not hesitate for a second before disappearing into the building's entrance. Man, I'm impressed by her energy. Did you see Naruto close a few minutes ago? Sheer willpower that moves her. What other choice does she have when her superior is captured? Huh. I need my long-respected young Jeek building to be much taller than 6 floors. Building and all. It's a common name convention in the back streets. I looked at the rooftop Honglu was looking at it and suddenly grew curious. What time is it right now? Need a mirror? My head doesn't actually tell time, you know. It is 2:10 in the afternoon. 2 in the afternoon? It's not midday, but it's not supposed to be this dark, is it? How's it this gloomy and dark at 2 in the afternoon? I'm starting to lose my sense of time in here. Seems particularly dark around this area we're in. Well, compared to Smelcore days, it's still bright as a sunny day. Suppose that's true. The factories of T-Corp are known to be in a perpetual state of murkiness. The machines ceaselessly discharge heavy plumes of smoke which cloud the skies. That and the constant color drainage keep the back streets of T-Corp dark and dreary. Of course, I must also inform you that the conditions have improved somewhat after the smoke war due to the various and extenuating prohibitive conditions introduced by the outcome of that war that limits the production of smoke. Before the war, we have no time for idle chatter! Come now! We heard Dor Ongdu's urgent cries. There are more blade-leaders bastards left! Lost their model already! They're nothing but mewling minions. The size of the bravado ill-matched their immature skills. They foolishly decided to stand their ground instead of retreating upstairs. An electric buzz sorts played from the radio I stashed in my clothes. Someone calling this radio? Something became much clearer when I unfolded the antenna from the radio. LCD here, can you hear me? Now let's come on! The voice coming from the other end of the radio is upbeat, to put it mildly. Very chaotic. Just have to press this button, right? Well, I'll talk, but not like you can hear. How'd you in TikTok? Oh, right, I called you for a reason. You don't really call me really nice, so don't bother responding, yeah? Okay. Don't have much time, so let me keep it short. Remember that black cell you guys were in the street at the monolith? I'm picking up a super huge pump of the monolith signal in the area near you. That signal can force people to distort for your information. Force people to distort? We haven't contained it before that seeping signal goes completely out of control, okay? Ow, what the heck is this? Oh, my bad. I got stuff going over here, you know? Anyway, I gotta keep this short, so let me just emphasize that time is of the essence here. Over and out! The call dropped before any of us could even have the chance to say anything. She's, pretty lively, huh? Not much time to sit around dumbfounded, blockhead. Let's crack on. And when I think the elevator's broken, then you fellas now also have a reason to hurry. I said that we break through the lines and rise to the stairwell. What say you? We don't have a choice? Well, let's go. Put the radio right back in my pocket and began running up the stairs. Hoop, 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 hoop. Get a nice stairmaster run in. Oh, I was like, what the hell? We're not 19 chapters in, but it also includes stuff from, yeah. We will end today's part off with a 10 pull. Just the one, though. I think we have every 2-star in the game, but I'm not 100% certain. I'll double check. No, never mind. We're actually quite a few off. As in 2. Well, those 2 are event only. Those you have to purchase from here. So 3, 4. Okay, we're actually a lot further. Actually, a lot more off than I expected. Anyways, that'll do it for this time, and next time, we'll go and try to reach the monolith. But until then, see you guys later.